Welcome to Fusion 360 Design Projects. I'm an engineer, and in this video series, I will explain to you how to design 3D objects using Autodesk's Fusion 360. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any videos. In this video, we will create a slotted screwdriver with a handle. Let's create the screwdriver as a rotational part, as this will be easiest for the following geometry. In the first step, we create a 2D sketch, for example on the XZ plane, and draw a horizontal 110 mm long line, which we place symmetrically in our sketching environment, with 55 mm distance to the center. We also need a coincident link between the line and the origin to fully define the line. A 15 mm long vertical line, and a 70 mm long horizontal line connected to it, represent the first part of the handle for the screwdriver. For the second part, we require an 8 mm vertical line, and a 3-point arc connecting the previous profile. It should have a radius of, for example, 60 mm. We will now make fillets in this 2D sketch using the fillet command. For the rear outer edge of the screwdriver handle, we will choose a radius of 5 mm. For the transitions in the front area, we choose 15 mm and 2 mm. We will not draw the blade and the blade tip in this 2D sketch. If you want, you can also add the blade tip to this sketch, but we will add it as an extrusion in a moment. First, however, we need to switch to 3D mode and rotate the profile for the handle, in this case, around the red x-axis, using the revolve command. As mentioned earlier, we will now add the blade of the screwdriver, which we will sketch onto the front face of the handle. We simply need a circle in the center for the linear extrusion. The diameter should be, for example, 6 mm. We then extrude the profile by 100 mm and obtain our screwdriver blade in this way. In the settings, however, we select New Body in this case so that we can then later design the blade independently of the handle. In reality, these two parts are also made of different materials. Now the bit, or the blade tip, is still missing in the front area. We want to create a slotted screwdriver, so we will use the loft command to create the bit. To do this, we first create a parallel plane to the face of the tip, using the offset plane command. We need a distance of 8 mm. On this plane, we can now draw the rectangular profile of the bit. We use a center rectangle for this, whose corners we fix with coincident mates on the circle of the screwdriver blade. Finally, we have to dimension the width of the rectangle, for example, with 1.5 mm. After we have closed the 2D sketch, we can now use the loft command to connect the sketched profile with the circular geometry of the screwdriver blade. This will look like this. We get a nice transition between the blade and the bit. Since the rectangular shape of the bit is now a bit too small at the front to be able to screw with it, we now have to extend it a bit. To do this, we simply sketch a congruent rectangle and then extrude it 3 mm. Now it looks better. We add a 0.3 mm chamfer to each of the two horizontal edges of the bit, using the chamfer command. To finish the project, we would like to improve the appearance a bit. For example, we want the handle to be made of a wood material. To accomplish this, we'll search Appearance for a noble wood, such as walnut, and drag the appearance onto the body of the handle with the mouse. Great! The screwdriver is done. Be sure to stick with this channel, more exciting design projects will follow. Please support me with a like, comment, or in any other way if you want to see more of these videos. Thanks and see you soon.